Irish drinks. Let's get something green.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, let's pretend like this is a talk show or something like.
Right.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Dean Callan Show. Today, we're going to be talking to Aaron Wall, who is about to open the greatest Irish bar London has ever seen in Homeboy.
Homeboy.
Yeah. Turn it up in the headphones.
Homeboy. Yeah. And we're here to plug the shit out of it as much as possible.
Come see me!
Because I want him to be so busy that he has to require me to come and do a guest shift here and there.
Nice.
Or like a...
You start
mate,
Thursday, Dean.
You're not doing anything. Does it open Thursday?
I'm open Thursday,
Shit.
yeah.
Okay, we need to turn this around.
Yeah.
Fast edit.
Marco, what are you doing?
Yeah, Marco. All right, so what are we going to do today?
Yeah, well, I suppose I'll tell you a little bit about Homeboy, and I want to make you one of our signature drinks. So, firstly, I'm going to put a drink in your hand because I think that's the most important thing.
That sounds like a plan. I like that sort of thing.
So, I suppose apart from the Irish coffee and a Tipperary, there's very sort of few Irish whiskey-led cocktails. Mm-hmm. A Tipperary, you'll have 2 or 3 of them. You're not on them all night. Irish coffee, you're going to have 2.
6 or 7.
I've been known to have 6 or 7 in Swift, all right. But Irish coffee, you'll have most people have 2 or 3 of them, whatever. You're not drinking them all night. So I wanted to create something that we could drink all night, that I can also delve back to a little bit of history of cocktails and see, is it still applicable? So the whiskey smash was effectively a shake and mint julep. So 1900, in Harry Johnson's book, he just had it as whiskey smash, bitters, sugar, mint, whiskey.
Yep.
Shaken, and it just spelled whiskey with an E. Irish whiskey was the top-selling spirit in the world at the time.
Yeah, it was huge.
So I think I'm right in saying that drink was probably made with Irish whiskey.
There's a very good chance Irish whiskey was
very
used.
good chance, and if it wasn't, I'll happily argue that point.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do is the whiskey smash it's a delicious drink. Fast forward 80, 90 years, Dale DeGroff got his hands on it, added a bit of citrus to it, which it needs.
It needed the acid, yeah.
Yeah, it needs the acid to liven up and bring it on. And we just think that that's great, but we want to get the citrus from or we want to get the acidity from a different source. So
so you've got green dye in your lemon juice. So it's St. Patrick's Day in New York, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're making a whiskey smash.
This is a really simple syrup we've made with some sugar syrup, some mint, and spinach blended up in it.
Okay.
So spinach, you don't get a flavour of spinach often. Spinach has an acid in it called oxalic acid. So it's kind of like malic acid you find in apples.
So you're saying Popeye was on acid this whole time? Like glug glug glug.
I just think it would have been what was in those cans.
What was in those cans?
Was there also whiskey in there? Fighty whiskey. So oxalic acid very similar to malic acid you find in apples.
Yeah.
And most Irish whiskies have a tasting note of apple. Rowan Co has a tasting note of pear, which kind of gives it a softer edge. So this drink is absolutely delicious. So if I do say so myself. And
that's a very special bottle of Rowan Co. I got that as a gift from the head of security, I think. He's head of security.
Oh, yeah?
For the Guinness storehouse.
Oh, wow.
His name's Abdullah. He was a friend of mine when I was a little kid in Dundalk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really
How crazy is that?
That is great. It's nice to have those little links, right?
Yeah. Lots of little links.
So a little bit of Nolly Pratt, just to give it a little bit of length and just to add a few more botanicals to it. And then, so we've done 2 parts Rowan Co, 1 part Nolly Pratt, 1 part of our spinach and mint syrup. And then we're just going to take 3 dashes of orange bitters.
Okay. So 2, 1, 1, effectively.
Yeah.
Yep, depending on the size of your glass.
Yeah, absolutely. So simple enough drink to make.
Yeah, sorry about the disproportionate ice.
All right, man.
It's a whole new type of hard shake.
It's the Aaron Wall hard shake. I just made crushed ice.
Oh, you need crushed ice?
No, we just made crushed ice.
Oh, right, yeah.
And we're just going to serve this on the rocks. So
here's one I prepared. So what sort of bar is Homeboy going to be?
So our whole angle is modern Irish hospitality. And I suppose what that means is
Like my 30th birthday that you took me to that disco bar. That was amazing. Is it going to be like that?
Yeah, you can get on the bar and use fire extinguishers to clear out the crowd. This time there won't be real fire extinguishers though. So nice little myth.
Was that a real fire extinguisher?
That was a real
I was
fire
really
extinguisher.
letting fire extinguisher off into people's faces.
Yeah.
I thought that was a dream.
I remember saying to the guys, where'd you get the fake fire extinguishers from? They went,
That's a real fire
Fake?
extinguisher.
So
and he's like, stop spraying it in people's faces. It's carbon dioxide. I thought that was
people
fake
dropping
as
dead.
well. Yeah. They were-
so with this, it's trying to get that sort of apple flavour somewhere between a whiskey smash, a mojito. I think this will be delicious enough to challenge a daiquiri.
I know we're not allowed to say this, Portman Group, etc., but like, it makes me feel like I'm going to drink something healthy. Yeah, it's really good.
Nice.
It's very green. Marco, taste this. And it's real green.
It's real green.
Right, you get Connor to make it in New York on St. Patrick's Day. It's
Yeah.
3 months away.
Connor's my boy.
It's good, huh?
Yeah, feeling
Nice.
Feeling
Jeez, you
got a
drank enough
healthy
of it.
feel to it.
Yeah, so I suppose the bar, we're all about sort of modern Irish hospitality, and you know what that means to me is it's that, you know, hospitality that everyone knows around the world that Irish people are famous for, just paired with that knowledge and skill that we want to bring to the customer's experience.
Do you want to make it feel like an actual Irish bar, like a modern Irish bar, rather than just a kind of theme?
Yeah, no,
version.
there's no diddly eye kind of, you know, shite in the walls or anything like that, and there's no old photos or anything like that. There's no, you know, none of that kind of crack. It's just we're gonna have a little bit of modern Dublin art knocking around.
Oh, nice.
Irish art knocking around. We're gonna do a little bit of food as well. We have a drinks list that's 22 drinks, including Irish coffee. And the idea is
nice.
7 of which are going to be Irish whiskey-led drinks.
Mm-hmm.
7 of which are going to be contemporary. So I've done a delicious drink called a Champagne Paloma, which I've taken my inspiration from the guys in Three Sheets.
Are you going to come back and make a champagne Paloma?
Absolutely,
At
I'd
some
love
point?
to. Absolutely,
awesome.
yeah. Just bring a bottle of them.
Yeah. Oh, you're
Yeah,
pre-batching it.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
So take a look. You know, I think I believe in modelling success a little bit. The guys in Three Sheets are amazing. And
Yeah,
they-
Three Sheets is awesome.
They created that banging French 75.
Mm.
So, doff to the cap to them. I've done a bit of a Champagne Paloma where I use like a clarified grapefruit sherbet, malic and citric acid, tequila, topped off with champagne, charged up so the whole lot of it's fizzy.
Nice.
So, lovely.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And what's the music going to be like? Like,
The
what's
music-
the feel?
well,
'Cause
so-
that's
so-
kind of key. I think.
Yeah. Well, I suppose I'll tell you where the name comes from. The Homeboy. You know, it's not really your typical name for an Irish pub, but JJ Goodman, obviously the lads in LCC are a massive inspiration to me, and
Yeah,
they've been
they're amazing.
They've been amazing to me.
James has been super supportive of the channel and helping me out and giving me advice. And
Hoppy
stuff.
is
He's
like
a legend, huh?
man. Hoppy's got me out of a few holes, and he's pulled this out.
He's basically saying Hoppy's a cock blocker.
He certainly is not. But Hoppy's been amazing. Hoppy's the one who put this. He's really drove this deal through for me to get this site and really helped me with advice along the way. JJ's always been an inspiration. JJ's the one who brought me over from Ireland, and he was on to me for 2 years trying to get me over until I couldn't help it anymore.
Really?
Yeah. So I came to London. Literally this week 3 years ago. Today,
3 years ago.
3 years ago. What
It's
date's
your
today?
3-year anniversary.
Yeah.
It's the third. What is it? Fourth or something? I don't know. It's December.
Yeah, it's the 3rd.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's-
The 3rd of December, 3 years ago, I came to London to go for drinks with JJ because we'd meet up every year and have drinks, whatever.
Wow.
And he's like, "Man, I haven't seen you in a while. Come on over." And I was like, "I can only make it for the start of December for one night." And he's like, "Yeah, come on over." So I came over, and I met him in Oxford Circus, LCC. And he goes, "I need to run out to a meeting. I'll be back in a half an hour." That's Michelle. We just hired her as our MD. Will you sit down and have a chat with her? You'll get on really well with her, and I'll see you in a while. So okay, cool. So I sat down. "Hi Michelle, nice to meet you. I'm Aaron. So why do you want to work for LCC?" I went, "I don't." And she went, "But you're here for the interview." And I went, "What?"
What interview?
And the two of us looked over, and JJ's walking out the door, and he's like, "See ya." So
wow.
Michelle was like, so you're here now, we might as well have a chat.
Have a chat.
And
Wow.
Michelle is incredible.
JJ's such a boss. What a crazy. That's nuts.
Well, you think that's boss? Michelle's incredible, and she's a boss. She's cool. And after I got off the phone after I finished the interview with Michelle, I went to meet JJ, and JJ got off the phone to Michelle, and he goes, right, Michelle said she loves you. This has gone really well. So now it's my turn to impress you, and make you change your mind to come over. So he took me to Sexy Fish for a sexy dinner, and then out to Disclosure and to an after party, and I just couldn't refuse it after that.
Yeah, you were like, right, I have to.
I didn't even say goodbye the next morning. It was so wild.
He's done a great job. To bringing talent over from Dublin is a masterstroke. Because when I first met Connor, right, I rolled into Oxford Circus LCC.
Yeah.
Just went in for a drink. I stood at the bar, and you get a sense for bartenders, right? And I stand at the bar and I ordered a drink, and I kind of looked across to my right, and there's Tiernan and Connor sat there, and I was like,
I remember Connor coming home with that ice spoon. He was so fucking proud.
And they were sat there, and I was like, these boys look like bartender, because they're sitting there and the way they were looking.
Yeah.
And I just started chatting to them and then bought them a drink.
Yeah.
And then Connor was like, I was like, where are you from, whatever, and he said Dundalk, and I was like, I was born in Dundalk, I'm from Dundalk, and he just did not believe me at all, was like, no way, and it didn't settle in until he met his older sister, met old friends of mine, because I'm obviously a lot older than him,
yeah.
So, and then they were like, oh, I know a bartender, his name's Callan, and then she was like, wait, my little brother knows him. And then he was like, you're really from Dundalk? It took like a whole year to settle in.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Oh, man, he's a legend.
But yeah, for him, he brought, JJ and the LCC guys brought Tiernan over as well, right?
Brought Tiernan over, yeah. Tiernan came over, I think Tiernan came over originally for another interview, and then ended up meeting the guys and went for it. But yeah, JJ, when he brought me out that night, he said things like, I'll make you famous. No interest in.
I'm already famous. Show me the money.
He said,
Come tell me, friend.
He said, "What do you want? What do you want in your career?" So, well, I want to open my own bar someday.
And you've done that.
And he goes, "I'll make that happen." And truth to their word, and every bar owner I've ever worked for always sort of dangled that.
Yeah.
But JJ made that happen. The guys in LCC made that happen. So literally, when he posted up on Facebook that they were going to get rid of that site, I shared the fucking post. I was like. This site has been known to do this much money on a Friday, Saturday night, whatever. JJ, then I went to meet JJ later on that evening, and he's like, "Are you mad? Like, why would you not think of doing this?" And so the name comes from me and him talking about me opening a bar, and him going, "Where would you open it? Would you open it in Dublin or would you open it in London?" And I was like, "I don't care, man. I just want to open my own bar." And obviously, I'd love to open a bar in Dublin someday. That'd be the dream. And he goes, "No, man, you have to do it at home. Like, you're such a homeboy, you just talk about Dublin the whole time, you have to do it at home." And I was like, it's a great name for a bar.
Yeah. So
that was it. That was the name of the bar. That's the presentation I gave to the guys when I was doing the deal with them. And it stuck, where our little logo is a little Irish terrier.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the little terrier has a little beard like mine, number one. I really like that.
So you're modelling the dog on yourself?
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Warm. Lots of personality.
Energetic.
I don't know about that. Tenacious. But yeah, very welcoming. I think and we want to focus on the home and Homeboy. And you know, dog makes a.
Are you going to have any kind of cues that make people realise that it's an Irish bar? You're going to have.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
You said you're not gonna. It's not obviously not gonna have a trad band and loads of brick brack.
Well, look, there's things like I definitely couldn't get. I don't think I could have got away with opening a bar in London that didn't have Guinness on draft. If I opened a bar in Dublin, I probably wouldn't put a tap in, because there's so many. Every bar has a tap, and
you know, I can make a shamrock in the top of
I remember learning how to do that after going to the Guinness storehouse, and I saw a load of Italian bartenders behind the bar doing it, and I went, I don't want to do it, but I'm learning it just because those guys know it and I don't.
I used to do it to the point that the guests, like in Dublin, you can't really.
No.
Like, and the
little old man throw back over.
Old Irishmen would be like, I don't want this shite in the top of me Guinness. But I had to practice it because do you know I worked at Q Bar when it first launched, right? It's on the Keys, and St. Patrick's Day. at Cuba.
Yeah, no.
American tourists coming in. They're like, I want the one with the shamrock. Can I get the one with the shamrock? And it's like, I just stood in front of the Guinness tap, just going, do 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 tip 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 tippity tip tip tip. Like I was just topping everyone's up because no one had learnt that skill.
That's my thing. Eights with love hearts, and
That's
then tip it back up and then finish it off. Then.
Well, do you know what I got? I got to a point where I had such a nice little touch on it. And I let the skin grow on the top of the Guinness to the point that when you penetrate it, you see the white.
Yeah.
I was writing people's names on it. So instead of putting the shamrock in, I was like, this one's got your name on it.
Say you're
and then the old boys would go, that was okay.
I'd say you're sticking your name and your phone number on there yourself.
I was 21. Well, I think this. I'm really excited to come check out the bar, man.
Yeah, man.
I obviously we could sit here and talk for days. But we have to keep the videos to at least half an hour.
I've got shelves in the bar. I'm going to put all my cocktail books on and all that, and I'm like, fuck me, I pretty much have enough for a shelf of dead rabbit stuff.
Yeah. Actually, if you were going to say, apart from the Irish coffee, what would be the most Irish cocktail? Because when I worked in Ireland, there was a lot of hot whiskies. And it's basically a hot toddy, but it's not. No one says toddy. They say, "I want a hot whiskey."
Yeah.
And it's done a certain way with a certain finesse to it. And if you get it right, it's fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, people smash them.
But you just don't hear of it outside of.
Yeah, I just didn't think it was just an Irish thing. Like I just thought it was.
Yeah. And you know what I used to get ordered a lot? Martini on the rocks. Did you ever get that?
I think that's people who thought. That's thing. I remember back then.
Not a martini cocktail.
No. I remember back then. I remember being. You were working in Spirit, and I was working in the Clarence. You worked in Spirit after Q Bar, did you?
At the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah, when Spirit launched, I worked at Spirit.
I was working in Cube, or I was working in the Clarence Hotel, and you get Irish lads coming in to meet American businessmen, and the American businessmen will be drinking martinis, and the Irish lads will be like, yeah, I'll have one of them as well, shaken not stirred, and they take a first sip, and they turn around, because they try to take a sip of it like it's a pint of Guinness, you know? They turn around, Jesus, you tried to fucking poison me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
that's actually what it is. It's a glass of poison. Yeah, I miss that actually. But that, so other than the Irish coffee, what's the first actual Irish drink that
like the go-to Irish drink in Ireland?
Irish mixed drink, like
the go-to Irish mixed drink in Ireland. Snake bite, no. Mixed with a Guinness head.
No, but it has to of a cocktail kind of like, because the hot whiskey was one that I was making a lot of.
Yeah.
And then now I think about it, there was that Irish coffees. And that was kind of it.
Like any half decent bartender in Dublin now will know how to make a Tipperary, and will be dead proud of it. Like.
Okay.
But apart from that, there's no real.
We need to go and do a tour. We need to go to do a tour of Dublin. The two of us. Just go, not tell anyone, and just turn up to the bars and be like, "Can I get 2 Ramos gin fizzes?"
Me and Rich Hunt were out on a night out in Dublin, and we went into this bar. This is, every city goes through their wanky bartender stage, and we were in this bar, and Rich goes, "Do you reckon they can do a Miami voice?" Yeah, 2 Miami voices, and your man behind the bar kicked off with us. He was like, he kicked off with me. He's like, "I respected you," and I was like, "Come here, mate. Whoa. Shut the fuck up. Just get me."
Dude, I nearly got fired from a bar job for making effectively what was a Miami Vice.
Yeah.
But at the time, I didn't know it was a Miami Vice.
Yeah.
I used to. Do you know what I used to call it?
What?
A strawberry daculada. Right? Because it was a strawberry daiquiri and a pina colada, and I'm kind of logical kind of person, right?
Yeah.
Strawberry daculada. Yeah. But do you know, it was like 2002, 2003, I was making them. And do you know what I used to do? Because I made so many fucking strawberry daiquiris because I was working on Hamilton Island, Australia. And Hamilton Island, Australia, this is what it was like. You could guarantee someone walks up to the bar and this is what they're going to do. They're either going to be one of these. Can I get a Long Island iced tea? Or can I get a fluffy duck? Or can I get a strawberry daiquiri? And there was no mojitos.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't even, there was like, the 80s had just
planted
itself on Hamilton Island and never moved.
I've never made a fluffy duck.
A fluffy duck, man. Do you
know
know what the interesting thing is about a fluffy duck?
What?
Fluffy duck is advocat.
Yeah.
I think there's gin and avocado, and then like topped with lemonade, and it goes all fluffy because of the avocado, right? And I think there's even cream. It's a fucking Disco Ramos.
It's a Disco Ramos.
It's a Disco Ramos. Like in the same way that I always argue.
You heard it here first. Get on your own.
I always
Ramos.
argued. Right, so I was once in Australia, and I went to this bar, and after 11 o'clock you can't order cocktails, and you have to have you can't order neat spirits and stuff, and I didn't know that, and I was like, can I get an old fashioned? And the bartender was like, you know the rules, mate. You can't get an old fashioned because it's a cocktail, and you can't drink cocktails after 11 o'clock. You have to have like a whiskey and coke or whatever, and you have to have soda. I was like, dude, okay, like, and he was frustrated because he doesn't like the rules. He wants to make an old fashioned. I was like, okay, dude, like, cool. I'll get like, you know, a bourbon and coke, right? I'll just get a bourbon and coke, like disco old fashioned. And he got real angry. He was like, I told you can't have an old fashioned. I was like, man, I'll explain myself. I'm very sorry, but I believe myself that an old fashioned is a spirit of any kind, sugar, water, and bitters, right? Now, spirit of any kind is the bourbon. There's sugar and water in Coca-Cola. And there's effectively the same ingredients that you put in bitters. There's a lot of bitter botanicals, from cinnamon to neroli, which is a bitter orange oil. It's effectively vanilla and orange and lime, and it's bitters. So whiskey and Coke is, if you stripped its components apart, spirit of any kind, sugar, water, and bitters. So it's a disco old fashioned. He's like, bitters is totally different to Coca-Cola, and I was like, oh, dude. I was like, just give me the drink. Why are you so angry? But yeah, that was my life in Australia. Anyway,